Over the years, I've tried a number of different types of lights to grow my seedlings, and I think I can honestly say I've never been excited by a grow light until now. Join me today as I begin using my VIVOSUN Aerolight SE200 grow light. Hi, I'm Gardener Scott, and I am excited to use this light. It's brand new. It's only been on the market for a couple weeks, so you may not even be aware of it. It has some really interesting design aspects that might be a stretch to say it's going to revolutionize the way some gardeners grow their seedlings, but as you'll see, it's unlike any light I've ever used. For years, this has been my go-to light setup. This is simply an inexpensive shop light that I got at one of the big box stores, and it uses fluorescent T5 bulbs. Covers a large area, and it's allowed me to grow hundreds of seedlings over the years. I also use some of the T8 fluorescent bulbs, like in this 24-inch setup. And in recent years, I've moved to LED lights. And so I have a number of different LED lights that I use for my seedlings. I have LED lights with just the white light, and then I have LED lights that also add red and blue light. As you can see, there are a number of different options when it comes to lights. Some of mine have specialized grow light bulbs, but most don't, because I'm the kind of gardener that starts my seedlings indoors, and then after a month and a half or 2 months, all of these plants are going outside. So I'm just looking for a brief period of lighting to get my plants to grow. I've never really thought much about specialized lighting and about the kind of lights I would need for an indoor grow operation. But now that I'm doing some indoor hydroponic growing, I'm recognizing that specialized lighting really can have a major role in the way that I'm going to be growing seedlings in the future. And that brings us back to the Aerolight SE200. As soon as you open the box, you can see that this is unlike any other light that you've been using to grow your plants. Looking at the user manual begins like any other user manual until you get to the third page and you see that there's an integrated fan as part of the light. And you look at what's included with this kit, and there's a network cable. I never imagined that I would be using a light that had a network cable associated with it, but this light does. That's because in this box is the Grow Hub controller, and this enables you to hook up your light or a series of lights and control it through an app. This is all part of the VIVOSUN Smart Grow system that not only includes the light, but this fan that I showed in a recent video. You can tie everything together and make a fully automatic system for growing your plants. So the other things in this box are the cables for hanging the light in addition to the network cable. Plug-in, of course. But then the light itself. And if the Smart Grow system weren't enough, let me show you some of the cool things about this light. Pulling it out of the box, it doesn't look much different than any other square LED light you might be using, like the ones that I have right there. But there's much more to it, and that's why this is so incredible. Let me hang it up and I'll show you what I mean. This small, unassuming light can quickly expand and cover a much larger area. And so I've already doubled what I can light underneath If I raise the edges, I can now get even more coverage as the side is shining out beyond the footprint of this light. That means you're no longer limited to growing your plants directly underneath the light, like I'm doing on these shelves. By having the wingtips swing up, you can cover a much larger area underneath that light and have a lot more plants than you might otherwise grow. And so until now, if I wanted to cover 4 feet of plants, I needed a 4-foot light. But with this new system, the light is now spreading out, and I actually have light coverage beyond the 4 feet point. And you can probably hear the fan has clicked on to add extra air circulation, not only to help keep the lights cool, but for the plants underneath. You're probably beginning to understand why I'm so excited about this Aerolight system. Up until now, like you, anytime I grow a seedling, the light for that plant needs to be directly above it. And as you add more plants, you need more lights. That's one reason why I have so many lights, because I tend to go a little crazy and plant more than I often need. All of these trays have little seedlings that are going to need to be transplanted into bigger pots. Well, I've got a table that can hold all those pots, but I don't have enough lights for those plants. Until now. The adjustable ends means a single light is enough for that entire table that will have pots on it. You may be wondering if there's more about these adjustable wings, and yes, the opposite holds true as well. They can actually close and give focused light underneath. This can be important if you're growing a type of plant that benefits from the light being directly above the canopy, and also from light that's being projected from the sides. Now, not all of us will be growing plants that need that intensity of light, but you might be growing plants that are tall and medium and small side by side. Well, by adjusting the intensity of the light that's being directed inward, what used to be shaded by a tall plant, you can now get the light directed to the interior of that plant or to maybe smaller plants around the edges. And so what about this cable that's included with the light? This RJ45 network cable allows me to connect the light I have with additional lights to create an entire lighting network. And this smart hub just plugs into the first one. There are dedicated ports on each of these lights that enable me to daisy chain them together. The smart hub allows me to hook into my home Wi-Fi. And so now, with the app on the phone, I'll be able to control this single light or an entire network of lights. No longer do I need to have a timer plugged into the wall. Now I can set when these lights are coming on and going off from my phone. And that includes all the fan controls as well. You can see this is exciting. It's innovative, and depending on how you choose to use the system, it could be revolutionary. And of course, I'll put a link below so you can find out more information about the Aerolight. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to using it, especially because it's about time to pot up these plants and I need to get them under lights that can cover the entire area where these plants will be growing. And I think this light is the solution to that. I'm Gardener Scott. Enjoy gardening.